I rise in support of amendments to the underlying bill.
Does the gentleman have an amendment at the desk?
Gentleman has an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 2, printed in Part B of House Report number 118-272, offered by Mr. Higgins of Louisiana.
Pursuant to House Resolution 864, the gentleman from Louisiana, Mr. Higgins, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Louisiana.
I thank the gentleman. Mr. Speaker, over the past few months, a salt mine in my district, Morton Salt's Weeks Island mine, a salt mine that has been in operation for many, many years, has been unrighteously targeted by the Mine Safety and Health Administration, the MSHA, and in particular a single MSHA inspector who appears to have a personal vendetta. These concerns have been brought to my attention, and MSHA's leadership has been also advised. There's been an ongoing issue between MSHA and Morton Salt. These are justified concerns, yet they have fallen on deaf ears at MSHA. The MSHA handling of this matter isn't just about one company, I say to my colleague across the aisle, or one mine. It's about the integrity of our regulatory institutions and the protection of due process rights. In this case, evidence has been brought to me that shows a concerning pattern where enforcement actions may have been influenced by conflicts of interest and retaliatory motives, specifically involving MSHA Inspector Brandon Olivier. These allegations are not just troubling, they indicate a potential breach of trust. And this trust is placed in Congress for the oversight role of our regulatory bodies. Furthermore, when Morton Salt raised these valid concerns to MSHA's district manager, Mr. William Odell, their grievances were seemingly ignored, contributing to a breakdown in the fair and impartial resolution process that should be a cornerstone of our regulatory system. I'm sure my colleagues on both sides of the aisle would agree with that general premise. So in response to these findings and to ensure accountability within MSHA, I am proposing several amendments. These are not just punitive measures, they're essential steps towards restoring trust and ensuring that such lapses in judgment and responsibility do not recur. Amendment number 2 that we're currently discussing will be reducing MSHA's salary and expense accounts and redirecting funds to the Department of Labor's Office of the Inspector General account. Mr. Speaker, I rise in favor of Amendment number 2. With the cuts in salary that I've offered in Amendments 112 and 113, this amendment would reduce MSHA's salary and expense account by $1 million and reallocate it to the Department of Labor's Office of Inspector General, which reflects Congress's commitment to accountability given issues that have arisen in the Morton Salt case. Congress should demand ethical enforcement from our agencies. Failures, as in this case, must have oversight and consequences. This reallocation strengthens oversight, enhancing the Inspector General's capacity to investigate and ensure fair, unbiased regulatory actions. This measure shows Congress's dedication to integrity in federal institutions, ensuring regulatory bodies like MSHA maintain high standards of conduct. Mr. Speaker, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. For what purpose does the gentlelady from Connecticut seek recognition?
I claim the time in opposition. Thank you.
Gentlelady is recognized.
I think with this amendment and the prior one is indicative of the majority's willingness to put workers' health and safety at risk. I rise in strong opposition to this amendment. Again, public servants should be commended and not demonized. Our federal government needs talented, intelligent, hardworking people who are willing to bring their skills to public service. Proposing to eliminate the salaries of hardworking public servants is petty It really is beneath the dignity of this body, and it is not how we should solve differences of opinion on policy. For 45 years, the mission of the Department of Labor's Mine Safety and Health Administration has been to ensure that miners can return home from work every day to their families and their communities safe and healthy. When MSHA was created in 1977, the fatality rate in the mining industry was more than 4 times greater than the average for all industries in the United States. Since then, mining fatalities have dropped sharply as MSHA has established and enforced workplace safety standards, worked together with all of the stakeholders to prevent fatalities. For 2024, MSHA is prioritizing additional actions to reduce accidents, injuries, and fatalities involving customer and contract truck drivers, falls from heights, and lack of use of personal protective equipment. Taking out the agency's top enforcement official, as this amendment seeks to do, while MSHA completes this important work, would be reckless and irresponsible. In addition, it is particularly shameful that this amendment targets a non-political federal employee who is part of our federal civil service. I urge my colleagues to vote no on this vindictive amendment, which I believe is small and is petty, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentlelady reserves. The gentleman from Louisiana is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, how much time do I have in reserve?
The gentleman has 1 minute remaining.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I respect the gentlewoman's opposition, but I take exception to the nature of the gentlewoman's opposition. My amendment specifically addresses the health and safety of the American workers within that mine, because the health and safety of every American family begins with economic security. And to have their job threatened by the targeted and vindictive actions of the abused authority of one regulator, and for Congress not to act when this has been brought to our attention, that would be truly shameful. So I respectfully submit to the gentlewoman that I'm using the mechanisms of Congress constitutionally, specifically to address the health and welfare of the American citizens that I serve. Mr. Chairman, I urge full support of my amendment, and I yield.
The gentleman yields back. The gentlelady from Connecticut is recognized.
I oppose the amendment, and I yield back.
The gentlelady yields back.